Alright guys, this is the time of the year where kits are coming out left, right and centre, and this time we are ranking all Premier League teams' home kits. There are definitely going to be some shockers, there will be some beautiful ones, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now starting off with Bournemouth, and one thing I did want to talk about was the sort of lightning effect on the front of the shirt. I think it's pretty nice, and it does go well with the sort of black and red colours. The sponsor though, it does annoy me. I hate a massive yellow sponsor. It's just so bulgy and I'm not a big fan. Me personally, I would have made the collar black as well because it would have been symmetrical with the cuffs. But other than that, it's a decent kit. I will say 6.7 out of 10. On to Arsenal, and one thing I did want to talk about was the colour. Now the colour is amazing. Adidas have really outdone themselves this year with those little simple things. I actually also do believe that Adidas and Arsenal have the best partnership in the whole Premier League. The Emirates sponsor is so amazing as well, and I wish I had that on the United shirt. It's honestly this close from a 9, so I'm going to give it an 8.9 out of 10. On to Aston Villa's, and if I'm honest, I'm not sure whether I like it or not. Yes, the design looks futuristic with the downwards arrows, but for me, it doesn't resemble a football kit very well. But one thing I do like is the thin sky blue collar. I'm going to keep this pretty brief and I'm going to go ahead and say 6 out of 10. On to Brentford, and they're the only team that actually cares about their fans. 10 out of 10. On to Chelsea, and for me, I don't understand it. Why does everyone hate this kit? It's got loads and loads of hates, and I genuinely think that hate is undeserved. Simple is what a home kit needs. You can do all the crazy stuff with the away kit in third, but on the home kit it's supposed to resemble only your club. I hate that I'm talking about the colour so much in this video, but the Chelsea collar is fantastic. It's a button down one, and I think the colours of sky blue and white is just quite nice because you see that on the Chelsea logo. 8.2 out of 10. On to Crystal Palace, and this kit is literally like you've just gave a child a crayon and you've just said, go make a kit design. It is horrendous. Me personally, I'm just not a big fan, and Crystal Palace supporters should be looking at this and sorely missing Puma. Saying that, I do like the old school collar and cuffs. 5.9 out of 10. On to Everton, and this design honestly makes them look like a blooming hologram. Also, we're forgetting about the fact that this doesn't actually look like a football kit. I could just imagine some bloke called John just strutting up in this shirt, getting ready for the darts. Lastly, the stake sponsor is a bit too big for me because that's the first thing I look at on the kit, and I think if they maybe made it a bit more smaller, the rating would be a tiny bit higher. But saying that, it's not that bad of a kit, it's just completely underwhelming. 6.2 out of 10. On to Leeds, and is it just me? But I swear they've been wearing the same exact kit since they've been into the Premier League. It literally is the same exact design. The only thing they've changed this year is they've incorporated both the blue and yellow. Last year it was just yellow, now they've got blue. I think that's a pretty nice feature because you're getting all the colours incorporated, and that just resembles Leeds. Lastly, if you like partying, you could 100% wear this on a night out. I'm actually going to be quite positive, but it's not going to get into the 8s for me because it's exactly the same kit. 7.7 out of 10. On to Leicester, and this looks like a shirt worn in the Victorian times. I'm sorry, but I'm not liking this. Adidas definitely let me down here because in the past we've seen some great Adidas Leicester kits, but here it's disappointed me 100%. One thing I don't understand is why the collar stops halfway. Do you see that? That is not a good feature. Now I will say something that is actually pretty decent, and that's making the Leicester logo and the Adidas logo both gold. So you're getting all the colours of Leicester involved in this kit, and I like that. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get used to this kit, so I'm going to give it a strong 6.7 out of 10. On to Liverpool, and there's really nothing I can say about this kit. I do quite like the simplicity of it, and I think with a home kit, as I do say, you don't need to go all out, and just keeping the red and white here, it's pretty nice. You could wear this out to town, and you could wear this to the football, so that is a definite pro for Liverpool fans, and you know the logo's always been quite nice as well. 7.9 out of 10. Just couldn't get it into the 8s. Need a bit more detail. On to Manchester City, and this is how you make a kit. First of all, oof, that middle logo's decent. Also the red collar and cuffs are nice because it's old school, and also you've just incorporated the colour of Manchester. But you get it? Because Manchester's red, United, yeah? Because it's something unique, we don't necessarily see this. I'm actually going to give it a pretty weak, I'll say weak, 9.1 out of 10. On to Manchester United, and again, the Adidas style collar is just amazing here. Also, something we saw a couple years ago in the 2020 season was a shield around the logo, and we're seeing it once again, but this time it's red, and I think it looks even better than last time. One thing I will talk about is the fact that I'm not a big fan when Manchester United release kits, and instead of doing the white Adidas lines on the side, they use black. I'm not a big fan of that. I think if you're going to make the Adidas logo and the TeamViewer logo white, you might as well do the 3 stripes as white as well. Other than that, I'm actually a really big fan of this kit. I wouldn't personally get it, but I think it would look super great on the players. 8.6 out of 10. On to Newcastle, and this has got to be a great kit. You know, this is the first full season that you were under the Saudi ownership, and I think they've really outdone themselves here. Of course, they can't escape from that horrid sponsor. Why is Fun 88 on that middle of the shirt? It's so massive, it's so blue. But I will give it to Castore, they've done what they can. They made the Castore logo blue so that it could camouflage it a bit more, but unfortunately it just doesn't work for me. Again, we're seeing the old school collar and cuffs, and it's nice, and it's always good, it's always quite refreshing to see Newcastle release the stripes once again. This is a nice kit, and the Magpies should be pretty proud of Castore here. 7.4 out of 10. On to Nottingham Forest, and here it's the real small details that pride themselves. You probably won't be able to see it on the image I'm using, but they have a sort of pattern going on which resembles the city of Nottingham. But is it a city? I honestly don't know. The kit also symbolises a new era for Nottingham Forest, and one thing which we have seen in the past is them incorporate a lot of white on the front of the shirt, but we're not seeing this here. So it's pretty nice for a different sort of style for Nottingham Forest fans to get used to. I think it's gotten a bit too much hype, but again, the small things on a home kit, and they've really outdone themselves here. So I'm going to give them a 7. Oh, I feel harsh giving them less than Newcastle. You know what? I'm going to give them a 7.6 out of 10. On to Southampton, and this is an alright kit. I think, you know, the middle logo is quite nice, and I definitely am a fan of that one red stripe going down the middle. But one thing which really annoys me, and I don't know why, but on the white you see a little laser zigzag sort of pattern. I think if they remove that, it would be so much better. And also, to be fair, the betting company doesn't look too bad either. I'd rather they have a normal sponsor than a betting company, but they've sort of hidden it this year. Southampton fans should definitely be proud of that, because only a couple of years ago, that Virgin Media sponsor, oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a decent kit. Again, I like symmetricalness, so if they made the cuffs black, that would have been even better. This is a 7.1 out of 10. On to Spurs, and I am a massive fan of this kit. Every year they release a full white kit, and again they've done that, but they've added the little small details like the old school yellow and black collar and cuffs, and I think that's really great. Also, I'm a massive fan of the AIA sponsor and the Cinch sponsor. It's not too bad. Surprisingly, I've always thought that the red in the middle for the sponsor actually goes quite well with the white. 8.2 out of 10. On to West Ham's kit, and it's a bloody training kit. It looks like I've just taken a nice little shirt out of the washing. I somehow threw it out my window. Please don't ask, I'm just clumsy. And it's went onto the road, some trucks run past by, and they've got all their tyre markings on the shirts. Do I really want to be seeing that resemblance in a kit? Pretty sure I don't. But I will actually say I do like the thick sky blue collar and cuffs. It's pretty nice. And I do kind of see what they were going for here. Saying that, I'm actually going to give it a 6.8 out of 10. But I don't like how the pattern is actually engraved in the kit. They didn't sew it on or anything. On to the last one of the video, and we have Wolves. Now, I'm sorry, but this reminds me of, especially the little black dots, it reminds me, I'm going to school, I've got my blazer on. In the pocket, I've got a bunch of pens in. One of them stupidly leaked, so now I've got a bunch of black spots on my shirt. That's not what I want to see. Also, they've got a new sponsor this year, which is the Astro Pay. I'm not a massive fan, and I don't like their 12-bet sponsor either. I hate to be so negative as well, but you see on the sides, what is that little stripe going on? I don't understand. It looks like it's way too futuristic for me. Sorry Wolves, but I'd rather see kits in the present. 6.2 out of 10, and I hate saying that because I've used to love the Wolves kits. Thank you guys so much for watching. It does mean a lot to me. Click on the channel if you like the videos I'm making. Subscribe. Be ready for Monday. It's an absolute banger, and peace.